Your move, your move.
What's up guys, it's Rogue here and welcome to another amazing video on the channel. So for today, as you can see from the screen, I'm bringing back the boy. I'm here to save the format yet again with an amazing Invoked deck profile. So we're going to find the ways of playing Invoked this format with decent success. Don't forget, if you are new around here, make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe down below so that you can see more of this beautiful face in Alistair the Invoker. And if you want to see or hear more of my voice too, we have shorts that go out every single day and polls that come out occasionally, even though I do claim that they are daily. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the deck profile. So starting off the main deck, it is 46 cards, guys. We have been cooking with Cassus, shout out to him. We have triple Alistair the Invoker. Heart and soul of the deck, it is the Invoked deck after all. If you don't know what he does, what are you doing? This card's been around like 10 years now, but I'll read it. When it's normal or flip summoned, you can add an invocation from your deck to your hand. And usually during the damage step quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target a fusion monster you control. It gains 1,000 attack and defense until the end of the turn. So the main idea behind him is that you're going to normal summon him every single turn, grab your invocation, and that's going to be able to fuel your fusion summons from either yours or your opponent's graveyard. For consistency, and because Magical Meltdown is just an insane card, we have triple Magical Meltdown. On activation, it's going to search for Alistair the Invoker, and it has this really cool effect that no one ever really understands in terms of the activation of your cards and effects that include an effect that fusion summon cannot be negated. Also, your opponent's cards and effects cannot activate when a monster is fusion summoned this way. What does that mean? It means that when you go into your branded fusion and you make your Albion effect to banish for cost to special summon or fusion summon a Albion dragon from the extra deck, your opponent cannot respond to that. They cannot imperm it, they cannot drop it, they cannot negate it. They cannot bell invocation either, because invocation negates it. Invocation versus Bell means that Bell would negate the activation of invocation, which if Meltdown is on the field, that cannot happen. So it provides a lot of really cool protection. You can do summon your Invoked Goides on summon effect to pop something. Again, your opponent can't respond to that. It's just really nice card. We have 1 terraforming and 1 invocation. So 8 cards is pretty much the whole Invoked engine. Would I play more invocation? Probably not. If Crow becomes prominent, maybe play a second, but for now, 1 invocation is fine. You don't want to see this card in your hand. We're playing 46 cards for a reason. There are a couple bricks. Invocation is kind of one of them, so we don't want to be seeing these cards. We just want to search them with our boy Alistair. And terraforming, of course, is going to act as a 4th copy of Meltdown, which acts as a 4th copy of Alistair the Invoker. So that is it for the Invoked part. I never really changed these ratios. I'm pretty happy with them. I think in a 46 card deck, they could be even better because there's just less chance of you seeing invocation. Let's move on to the Bestial side. We got triple of the Bestial Lubellion. I'm hoping the glare isn't too bad for you guys. So Bestial Lubellion is a light, which is really important. A light that can send himself to the grave to grab different cards, different Bestials, is amazing. Him and Alistair equals a Bestial in hand with a Mech Arbor, which is amazing. Also, he has the effect that he can tribute a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster, which if you guys are going to be here on Friday, I'm going to release a combo guide to this deck, so you're going to see just how broken that effect is. And it's going to be able to place a branded card face up from your main deck to the field, which we do play 1 as well. So absolutely crazy card. Always want to see him in your hand. And yes, it's annoying because it can't be used in the shifter, but you still have other options these days on the shifter, which I'll talk about as we get along into the deck profile. For the targets to add, we play the 1 Bestial Magnamute because it's at 1, but it's the best Bestial. 1 Bestial Druisworm and 1 Bestial Saronir. I play 1 of each because I want as much option as possible. Saronir, if sent off the branded fusion, can just dump the Lubellion to grave, which comes up sometimes. Druisworm can send cards, send your opponent's monsters from the field to grave when linked away, when used for anything. And Magnamute is going to be able to grab you dragons from your deck or graveyard back to your hand. So really nice range of Bestials, and I'm pretty happy with them. And of course, the 1 branded Regained, such a broken card. You can do combos that revolve around Regained. For example, you can summon SP, banish something from your grave, trigger Regain to draw. Or when you make SP, every time SP banishes one of your opponent's monsters, if it's a light or dark, it's permanently gone because it'll just be shuffled into the deck and you draw a card. Whenever your opponent summons, you got Abyssal in the grave, it's going to bring one out. It's really, really nice card. And you don't need it more than one, obviously. And I don't play the Branded Beast because I just feel Regained is much more impactful. But you can test out the Branded Beast if you so wish. So that is the branded part of the deck. 7 cards. I try and keep the engines as compact as possible because there are quite a few of them. Speaking of engines, we have the Dogmatica engine here. So we got the 1 Ecclesia, 1 Fleur-de-Lis, triple Nadir Servant, and the 1 Dogmatica Punishment. Arguably, you can cut the punishment. I like being greedy. I like playing the punishment because with Ecclesia, you can grab punishment, and then in the end phase, you can grab Fleur instead of grabbing Ecclesia or Fleur and then missing the end phase search if you do dump the Titanic Clad Ash Dragon. So really, really helps. Also, it's a 2-for-1 if you send Entis, and I just think it's a great card. Some monsters are unaffected by things, by other monsters' effects, so that's how you get around them with punishment. Nadir Servant is absolutely cracked. It's basically a Sky Striker engage, but better for this deck. Nadir Servant, dump Garura, add Ecclesia, draw 1, spam an Ecclesia, search for either your Fleur to board break or to negate, or punishment if you're going first. So amazing package, synergizes so well with Invoked. Just do all your fusion summons and then last sort of plays, activate Nadir Servant, locked out the extra deck, doesn't matter because you've used it all already, and just sort of control the game state from there. Really, really nice engine. Total of, you guessed it, 6 cards. 6 card engine again. I really like the 6, 7, 8 card engines. We've mentioned it already, the branded fusion package. Triple branded fusion with the 1 Fallen of Albaz, which is the brick. Annoying if you draw him. Sometimes actually kind of cool if you can normal him under Meltdown and your opponent can't negate his activation, which is kind of cool. And then you can just absorb your opponent's board and make a fusion monster, but most of the time you want to see him in the deck. And of course the branded fusions, fusion summon monsters that mention Fallen of Albaz as material, using 2 monsters from your hand, deck, or field, which is amazing. Locks you into fusions. That's not really a problem with this deck. For another package I play to dump off the branded fusion, we play the Thunder Dragon engine. Apologies for the proxy here, but it is a Thunder Dragon Raw and a Thunder Dragon Dark. With 1 branded fusion, we can now end with the Colossus and the Predaplant Dracostapelia. Stick around for the combo guide if you guys want to see that. But we need to play these 2 cards in order for that to happen. And we can Colossus lock people in Invoked, which is amazing. And for the last parts of, I guess, engine, staples, I don't know what you'd call class Fenrir as, but we play 2 Cash Tier Fenrir. Would I play 3? Probably could, if you want to go up to 47. I was happy at 46. I'm playing 2 Cash Tier Fenrir. 1 can search the other, and then reviving. You got all of them out of the deck, and you got a free discard for your branded fusion plays. For the hand traps, we don't play too many. We play 9, which again, I guess you can either increase or decrease based on how you want to play Invoked. I just always like 9. I like having 1 with a good chance of drawing 2. That's why I play 9. We also play the Bestials, so if you count the Bestials, we're playing 12. I think 12 hand traps is really, really good as well. So triple Ash, triple Veiler, because it's a light and that comes up sometimes. And we also are supposed to have, here it is, triple Infinite Impermanence here as well. Triple Imperm. So targeted negation is quite good this format, hence why I'm playing the Veilers and the Imperms and Ash Blossom. Just be careful when you use it, especially against Snake Eyes, because if they heater you, you're going to help them extend. So just be careful, but it's really good into branded fusion, 1-for-1, that type of thing. For the non-engine flex spots we have 2 Forbidden Droplets. This card is so free in this deck. If, for example, you have Alistair search Invocation, they don't negate it, activate Invocation. You now have 2 cards you can send to the graveyard with a droplet to negate 2 things on the field, and it's still going to resolve because you're just going to banish the Alistair from the grave and a light. And it's just absolutely amazing. There's a lot of spells that don't need to resolve on the field. So Nadir Servant being one of them, Branded Fusion being another, Invocation being another, Pot of Prosperity, Thrust, Talent, Call By. Lots of cards that we play that we can just chain droplets, send them to the grave, and get a free negate or something, which is absolutely insane. Only play 2. Because I don't really feel like drawing multiple droplets. I feel like it's really good going second. Going first, you don't mind seeing 1, but you definitely don't want to be seeing 2. We have triple Tactics Thrust. I'm really loving this package. I think double Thrust in the 1 talents is just such a big punish going first or second. Going first, we can set Imperm, we can set the Dogmatica Punishment, which is another reason why I play it. Going second, we can search Talents, we can search Harpies, we can search a lot of things that are in the side. And it's just absolutely insane card. We can also, if they have a monster, just thrust into Terraforming, and then Terraforming start our Invocation plays. or our invoked plays, apologies. So really, really cool. Wouldn't play the deck without them, pretty much. They're amazing. We have double Pot of Prosperity. Don't play 3 because it's actually kind of difficult to pick your banishes in this deck. You can go for 6, but that really does screw up at least one of your engines. So you got to be really careful with Prosp. Yes, it is added consistency, but we're already on 46 cards. So adding a 47th for the third Prosp, I don't know how much that's going to help. So just 2 Prosp. You know, it comes in clutch. You can go Prosp for 3 and it's all right, and just reveal 3. But if you are playing Prosp, you want to go for 6, and you can struggle sometimes going for 6. And then, of course, the one Called by the Grave. Absolutely amazing card. You always see it when you need it, and I just have nothing but good things to say about this card. So that is the main deck. Let's now move on to the extra deck. Moving on to the extra deck here, we play a couple links. We have the one Access Code Talker. Helps seal out games, quite easy to make, as I'll explain in a little bit. We have the one Selene. We do play the Alistair and the Veiler, which are spellcasters, and this allows us to just reborn a spellcaster for free, and we make our access code. We have the Dark Charmer, which can make our Selene. So you can see how all the links sort of climb into each other, and we usually go for this line when we see game, and it's quite easy to get 2 bodies on board. We have Alistair, the Bestials, we have Dogmatica plays, we have Fallen of Albaz plays. We have quite a few ways of getting 2 bodies onto the field. We have the one SP Little Knight, just amazing, going second or first. Again, just an insane card. Banishes on summon if using a Fusion Synchro Exuser link, which, come on, we are doing that. And then on a quick effect, you can target 1 card on the field from both sides, monsters, and banish them. So absolutely insane as well. And of course, the one Artemis, the Magistus Moon Maiden. We just make Alistair into this. So Alistair goes into Artemis, and that's just a free light with Alistair in the graveyard. Speaking of the fusions, we have the one Macabre. Not as good these days, you can tell he is getting kind of old, but he does the job. He trades 1 for 1, which is sort of the best you can hope. Sometimes you do get the negation off, and that's also great. And in that case, you negate banish something, which is still very strong. We have the one Invoked Agoides. I think this is probably a better Macabre, just because on special, or when your opponent special summons a monster to their field, target 1 monster that your opponent controls and destroy it. And it can get pretty huge by banishing fusions from the graveyard. For the Fallen of Albaz package, we have the one Mirror Jade, the one Albion, the one Lubellion, and the one Titanic Lad. All of these sort of feed into each other, the Lubellion, Albion, and Mirror Jade, but the Ash Dragon is a way to kickstart our Dogmatica plays as well, which is pretty nice. And sometimes you just want to make this because it's pretty big and unaffected by opponents' extra deck monsters. And attack over something, you can send Lubellion to use it for its fusion summon. If you use Lubellion and Albaz, that's a combination of 12 levels, so it comes out with 3/7 permanently. Attack over something, and then in main phase 2, Lubellion, tribute it off, place the Branded Regained, and kickstart your Dogmatica engine that way. So really, really nice. We have the one of the boy who's back. We have the one Thunder Dragon Colossus, beautiful ultimate rare. Absolutely insane card. I don't know how this card came back off the ban list, but while it's here, we are going to play it. And if you don't know what it does, it's a one-sided Drone Unlock Bird, which is amazing. Obviously, they can draw cards, but it's not as good. Most Yu-Gi-Oh decks are going to be adding instead of drawing. And if it would be Destroy a Valor card effect, you can banish the Thunder from your grave instead and protect it. So it has protection, it's a fusion, it fits, we're playing it. We have the one Predaplant Dracostapelia. This is part of the Branded Fusion combo, which ends us on the Dracostapelia, which is a quick effect negate every turn, which is pretty nice. We have the one Garura for the draw of the Nadir's Servant, which is amazing, coming in QCR as well, so it's going to help my max rarity push on Invoked. I am almost there, guys. I'm quite excited. And we have the one Elder Entity Entis, which is a quick 2-for-1 off punishment, or you can get a pop off your Nadir's Servant as well. So that is the Invoked deck. As you guys know, this is my favorite deck of all time. So please do let me know what you guys think. If you guys have seen any success this format with this deck. This has been doing very, very well in testing. Haven't taken it to any events, mind you. A lot of things can change. However, I feel this list is a very, very strong base to go off. And yeah, I just love fusion summoning, guys. I love normal summoning in Alistair, and this is how I'm doing it this format. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you do stick around for Friday's upload, which is going to be a combo guide, all things invoked, and how to basically play the deck. So I'll catch you then.
It's time! Let's go!